Hey, we're starting. Let's see how this goes. Oh my goodness, guys. Can I say how crazy it is that the tech rating for me has been absolutely insane? So I'm here. I am live. I am hoping you're here for you. If you're not here alive, no problem. I will tag you so you all get the replays. If you are here, do feel free to comment if anything has actually hit you that you resonate with. I'll try to keep an eye on the comments as I go through things. But if I don't catch it in the actual live, I'll circle back and absolutely respond to it. When you do, I want to get back to it. And this goes for anybody who's here live or anybody who is here on the replay. Thank you. I think it's amazing that you're here. You're showing up. You're saying that you really do care about this. And of course you do. You're freaking mothers. You are widows and you are taking care of your grieving kids. And for us, usually we make sure that they are taken care of before we are taken care of, which is why I want to bring this up because we don't talk about this enough. Before I get started though, let's go back to the beginning. Hi, everybody. If you do not know me, my name is Sarah Gallagher. I am the founder of this group. I'm also the founder of Rise Like a Phoenix, which is our membership group. It's private. And I have several different courses, including my one-on-one coaching program that I help you through. I've been a widow myself since 37. I'm now 48. Oh my goodness. So it's been 11 years now. Milestone? I don't know. My son, was 2.5 when my husband died, and my daughter wasn't even born yet. But 4 years into my grief, I realized I'd found myself again. I realized I was not the only solo parent out there, and it became my mission to be here for you guys because this work is so needed. You guys need this, and I'm going to explain why. This is a very small part of so many different reasons why we need people to talk to us on our level, but people who get it, who've been there and helped them to get through. You know that if you're here, you know exactly what I'm talking about is the fact that no one gets it unless you're a widowed solo parent, which is why I'm here. All right, so let's dive in. I made a promise myself, I did, that I was going to start showing up more. Not just in my little cozy widow community, which is you guys and obviously the people in my membership group, but I want to get more out there into the non-grieving world. In order to do this, I need to be able to help you guys as well to be able to communicate that. Why is this important? Why is it important that I talk to you guys? Because we are incredibly niche. Can I explain this to you? Of all the widowed communities out there who are isolated already, we are 2%, right? People between 25 and 40 who have kids are 2% of that population. And yet we're everywhere. We are everywhere. I guarantee you that the more you talk about it, if you're ready to talk about it, you're going to find other people out there. That's what got me of realizing, oh my goodness, I'm talking about it. Nobody else is talking about it because they have to listen to it. They need to know that they're the only people. And the more I speak up, the more I hear from others just like us, which is why we're here. Today, before I get even started, I want to get you to make sure that you guys are grounded. If you're okay, get a cup of coffee. The warmness can help. The cold water also can help. I'm going to take a sip of my coffee. Hang on. So as I go through, do let me know if anything that does resonate. Again, if anything triggers you, you don't have to actually comment here. You can talk to me directly on my DMs. I'm always available. But this is honest. This is true. This is vulnerable. This is my real life, guy. I don't have any filters behind here. You can see my ridiculously messy bed. I don't have a Hawaii backdrop like some people have. This is my messy life. Okay, I'm not here to perform. I'm here to be real. I'm here to be that you can be vulnerable. There's no eggshells. Because being real means acknowledging that as a grieving mother, you're not just helping your kids grieve their dad. You're not just helping your kids grieve their dad. You're grieving your husband. And that's an emotional, massive load. Okay, emotionally massive load. It's like learning resilience and free fall. Without a parachute, you've been kind of kicked off the jet, off you go, try to figure out this life on your own, taking care of kids while grieving. Boom. Ha, that's a lot. I know triggers. I know trauma. I personally have been diagnosed with PTSD. I've been grieving now for 11 years. I wasn't really diagnosed until, gee, what's been like 2 years ago, three at most. And it kind of went like, oh, and it's also, there's PTSD, there's complicated PTSD, there's varying grades of it, or whatever you are. But PTSD, it can be real. Grief trauma is real. Grief trauma is like this pinnacle of a pinnacle of an iceberg. So if you have grief up here and you have all this underneath trauma, it can accumulate. And when you start dealing with the grief, it can kind of open up everything else underneath it. So I know this, okay? And I know this because not just from losing my husband, but from years of unprocessed childhood trauma. Okay, this came from when I was 4 to 8, when I had my own childhood trauma, from being on my own at 16. Okay, I had to leave the house when I was 16, not of my own will, but I trying to figure out how to live on my own without any support was traumatic. Okay, so you be strong, you do what you can, you kind of work through it, and then one day, I came home and I found my husband blue and lifeless on the couch, and that moment changed everything. And I'm not being cliche when I say that. My life goals, my ideas of having a family. We were supposed to have 2 kids when he died. Tristan was my only one at that point. Everything just changed. Like destroyed. When I say the moment changed everything, it really did. I come down to at that point, that was my pinnacle of my trauma, and my heart went one way and my mind went the other way. And I just had to deal with this decompartmentalization of listening to these two things. And eventually I figured out how to listen to both and get them back together. This was years and years of learning resilience. Okay. This was literally 4 years of trying to get through that trauma for myself. And even past that point, I continuously learning and finding out more things, because not just for me, but for my kids. And as we learn and as we grow and as they have their own difficulties, okay, they have their own learning disabilities. They have their own. So over the years, I have worked with psychologists, I work with therapists, I work with psychiatrists, I work with grief trauma sessions. I've learned CBD or CBT. There's different ways of saying it. There is so much that I have learned. I'm going to all these different trainings. I've just got out of one now, basically on interpersonal trauma. I'm always learning because I want to know everything I can to learn how trauma affects us specifically as widowed solo parents, and how it changes our viewpoint, and then how we can live through it. And more than that, how we can thrive. Okay. So why am I telling you this? Because this is you. You've been thrown into the deep end. You've been trying to figure out how to swim through all these different waves. And because I'm also telling you this, because this is just a small part of what I'm going to be teaching, because I'm running an interactive workshop on May 29th for grieving moms who are trying to help their kids hold on to memories of their dad without falling apart themselves. It's called Cultivating Memories of Their Father. And the first things I talk about is how to make sure you are okay. Because again, you're not just a widow. You're not just helping them grieve their father. You are grieving your husband, and that can be triggering. We're also trying to deal with the fact that it obviously, again, I want to take a break here for 2 seconds. Just also the checks. Anybody's here, if anybody want to respond, no problem. I'm going to keep going, guys. And if anything makes you feel like you want to jump in and say something, even in the replay, do. I want to talk about something that doesn't get said, okay? At least not in the over non-grieving world. But we get this. It absolutely breaks your heart that you have to hold your kids. Oh, how many you have? You have to hold them, and they're all different, right? How they actually deal with it. It is one thing to manage your own sorrow, to sit in the ache of your own loss, but watching your own child hurt, watching them trying to understand death, memory and love far too young, and throughout their lives, it can shatter you. And the worst part is that we can't even fix it. This is not something that we can't do. We can't fix grief. You can't. You can't bring their dad back. You can't answer every question. Maybe not now. Maybe later you can. Maybe you can't even haven't figured it yourself out. You can't always take away the ache in their eyes when they miss him. It's so painful to see that. We want to take that away and we can't. And we wonder whether it's enough, whether they're going to do anything, whether it's going to break them. But you can do. What you can do is you show up. You show up again and again, and even when it's messy, even when it hurts. You can be that steady ground that they stand on while their world still feels shaky. While your world still feels shaky. When you're trying to figure out how to be that steady ground. You're being that for them, you're being it for you. And that's not small. That is everything. You're not the parent that's left behind. You are their world. You are everything. You are, oh my God, more than enough, which is a completely different thing, but I want to get to it. But this is why tools to understand how to keep your steadiness matter so you can hold space for their grief without being swallowed by it. You do not have to mirror their grief. You do not have to take on their grief. You can hold space for it. But make sure that you're not being completely overwhelmed by the waves yourself. Okay? So oh God, sorry. So I want to break this down and what you might be feeling as a solo mom and as a widow. You might be experiencing lingering anger or rage or deep sadness about your child's loss, about your loss, about what's just happening. You're going to feel all these things. You're feeling all these crazy emotions, especially anger, especially at the very beginning. Why can't I change this? Because even though you're trying to stay strong, hits. You're like, why is this affecting me? But it does. Okay. You're emotionally involved by default. You're not a therapist. Don't try to be their therapist. You're their mom. And you're in this with them. You have to help them. The tools I'm going to give you, because you're their mom, I'm going to teach you how you can help them. Okay, directly. You might be carrying guilt or shame or second guessing. Did I say the right thing? Did I discipline them right the way? Should I protect them from this? Can I protect them for anything else? What if something strange happens in the future and I can't help them because I don't even know what that is yet? How do I make sure they're safe? You're always going to wonder why, what? Trying to stop it before it happens. This you're not alone. Okay. First responders. Okay, firemen, ambulance men, anybody who works in a trauma environment or helping people, they're first responders. That's what they're warned about. But the difference is for you, you're not a professional. There's no detachment here. You are involved with them. Your emotional investment is the job. And that's what makes this so hard. So I want to stop here for a second. Again, at any point, nobody's here. That's cool. I'm going to keep going, guys. Oh, I just keep checking in. I'm also hating this sex to kind of breathe. Okay, so because this is my real life example. Okay, so I get triggered. I'm going to always get triggered. This is what happened this morning. Okay, I had a check-in with a clinician. I've been diagnosed with ADHD, other things, life. So I was talking to a clinician, and it was supposed to be a 15-minute check-in to talk about meds, and it turned into a 2-hour unpacking of my PTSD, which I was not expecting. Okay, I was overwhelmed to say to say the truth. At this point, like literally, I thought it was like 7:30 in the morning. I'm going to be on the call with him. I have enough time to make sure my daughter's okay. She has like lunch packed, and my son is like making sure he's dressed and out the door on time. And this turned into 2 hours. I'm like, I'm being tough. I'm like, okay, I'm committed. I got to keep going. And after that, I still had to get my daughter to school. And on that walk, I started to disassociate. I wasn't present. I started to kind of go out of my body. And this is what secondary trauma does. Okay. It can hijack your ability to parent in the moment. And that's why we need tools. Okay. The first thing I want to tell you about this is that this is real. Okay. I'm trying to see if I can find the example. And if I can't do it here, I'm going to do it really quickly. So basically there are scientifically technical terms for this. I'm sure I have them here because I don't want to say the wrong thing. This is your brain, okay? Right here, I'm going to say, this is called the hand model. This is your trigger, your back of the lizard brain, okay? This is your instinct. This is what keeps your breathing. This is what keeps your heartbeat. This, okay? This is also the primal brain. My husband used to call it, the lizard brain. This here, this is the part of the brain that kind of covers that up and it takes over. It's the logic. This isn't going to happen. This is the tools you learn as an adult to mitigate all of that. This is in the frontal lobe cortex. There we go. It kind of tells your body and your instincts to calm down. Okay. So if this is your secondary trauma, you're usually like this. Trauma happened. And your lizard brain goes in the moment. It's triggered to go, okay, I'm not here. I gotta make sure. Am I sure? Lift up disconnection. You're going to feel hot. You're going to feel cold. You're going to feel angry. You're going to feel all these different feelings because it's trying to hijack what is going on because it's trying to save you right now. Parasympathetic, sorry, oh my God, the frontal lobe cortex. See, I told you I was mess it up. That's hijacked as well because all the blood in your brain actually is going traveling to that area. Okay, it's like right in here, at least two little beans back in here, that they get fired up. All the blood is going there. So what you have to do is you have to kind of calm down, literally ground to make sure that kind of levels out. So what I did, and these are the quick things that I did, I pressed my fingers together. Okay, this is one of the body things that help. There's different ways you can do physical grounding, there's soothing grounding, there's mental grounding. These grounding techniques right now, these are the physical grounding. So I pressed my fingers together because I felt something real to remind me that I'm here, I'm okay, this is physical, I'm okay, I'm here. Then I focused on my feet hitting the ground as we walked. So as we're walking to school, I'm like, I'm here, I'm walking my kid to school, everything's good, I'm hitting the ground, I'm making sure I'm using my body to do that. When I got home again, I ate something because that takes a lot of energy. Going through triggers takes a lot of energy and you need that fuel for your brain and your body and your emotions and everything. So I ate something right away. Glucose level, for sure. Gut has so much to do with trauma, which again is a completely different topic, but we can talk about it if you're interested about any of this. The other things, once I ate something, I cleaned because physical movement reset my energy. Okay. It also helped clear the space. I felt like I could get together. I felt control of something. I had, just feeling so much better about everything. It was something that helped me kind of connect with everything. And these are not fancy self-care tips. Okay. These are not, I'm going to go up to a bubble bath. These are things you can do in the moment and they're survival tools and they work. Okay. This is part of why I created this upcoming workshop, was coming up on May 29th, and it's called Cultivating Memories of Their Father, No Matter What Their Age. Because before we talk about how to help your kids connect to their dad's memory, we're starting with you. You need to be grounded before you can guide them. You need to be grounded and be aware of yourself because the loss of their dad isn't just their loss. It is yours too. You have to make sure that as a widow, you are on steady footing, that you can know you can be okay with the unexpected that you're okay with the what ifs. You're okay with the questions that are going to come to you that you can answer, the questions you can't answer. Because as you talk about the memories of their father, you're going to be walking right into your own grief too. This is your husband. You can't go into that space without tools, without preparation, without someone holding that space for you first. I'm sure you've done this before, and I know you talk about them. But what if you had more preparation? What if you had more tools? What if it's something you can help them even more because you're not sure if you're doing it right? What if you want to see how they grieve? Because they do grieve differently. In this workshop, I'm going to start by making sure that you are okay because when the questions come, and they will, you can be the safe place your child needs. You can be the safe place that your child needs. This is what we're going to cover in the workshop, okay? We're going to talk about tools for resilience. We're going to talk about age-specific ways to create living memories, okay? But specific to their age group, which is going to change as they grow. And sometimes it's even going to revert, okay? Helping your kids remember their dad without re-traumatizing yourself, okay? And this is not a fix-it workshop. This is not a kumbaya, let's get together and vent everything, which we are going to vent, I'm sure, absolutely. But this is more of the here's the tools. We can't fix anything, but we can make sure that you are not alone. And here's what helps. It's a workshop. It's going to be interactive. So it's not just going to be me being a talking head. If you are here, you're going to come out with it with a age-specific, unique to you and your family ways to help you cultivate the memories of their dad to make it part of their normal life, to literally normalize grief, to know that they are okay growing up with a dead father in their lives. And they're going to be brilliant, fantastic, wonderful beings because you are their world. You are going to be amazing. Even when you're grieving yourself, even when you don't know what you're doing, because I'm going to show you certain things. If this resonates, if any of this works at all, I want to remember, okay, that your child, they deserved to remember their dad, to not just remember him, to make those memories part of their lives. So they're living with no matter what age they were when their father died. Okay. They have memories in there and you can cultivate them no matter what their age. Even if you think it's too late, even if you think it's too early, you don't know, you can. Okay. And you deserve to feel steady when they ask about him. And then they have questions because this is going to change as they grow and develop. And this grows too. Their frontal lobe cortex, that's going to get bigger. It's going to get more blood to it. As they realize this, that's going to change too. So you have to know how to deal with that. You know how to make sure you are. So if you want to know more, okay, there's two things I want you to do. First of all, I want you to put down a text or a DM in there if you want to know more about the mental, physical, and soothing grounding, more techniques. Okay. If you want to know more about them, I will make sure that when we have the workshop, it's going to be one of the handouts that you will get when you attend the Cultivating Memories workshop. Okay. So the second thing is, the first thing is, if you want to know resources, I want you to put down hashtag or whatever is grounding. Okay. I want you to put that down below. And if the more people I get, the more people I'll make sure they get the worksheet and they will also get an automatic invite to the workshop. If you want to attend the workshop, which is going to be on the May 29th. So it's not this coming Friday. Sorry, not next Friday, but the Friday. Sorry, not this Thursday. God, not this Thursday, but the Thursday after. It's going to be about this time, 12 o'clock p.m. EST. And it's going to be on the 29th. I will send you the link. Okay, you can comment here. You can comment hashtag memories. or you can message me directly and I'll get you the details. You can also reach out to me by my email. I'm at sarah@thedaysareful.com. If you want to, even, DM me. Like, if you want to just talk to me directly, whatever. Comment here, message me directly, email me at sarah@thedaysareful.com, DAYS, because we are busy, busy, busy. We are a mighty, mighty group. We may be niche. We may be a small sliver, but this is why we are so important for us to talk about, because these are things that we only get if you are a widowed, young, solo parent. We deserve support. We deserve to have things tailored to you. Okay? I promise you, even though you have probably heard some of this all before, the difference is that this is you, as a widow, talking to you to give you information. As a widow, you can help them, your kids, as a mother, help. It's all integrated, guys. I'm going to shut up because honestly, I got so worked up about this. 2 things, hashtag grounding if you want to get the worksheet, okay? Worksheet for the mental, the mental, the physical, and the soothing. And then hashtag memories if you want to be tagged, if you want to get more information about workshop. Whoa, okay, that's enough. I think I went over my limit. I think I was supposed to be like 15 minutes. I'm now 26 minutes, a little bit longer than usual. Guys, I love you. I don't care if you weren't here live. I do care if you're on the replay. Watch it. Okay? I love you all. Reach out. Talk to you later.